Hey guys and girls, so in this video right here we're going to go over some basic PHP. This is going to be basically a very short introduction where we walk through everything that we're going to need to go through and do. First we're going to start off with syntax, and then we're going to go into how to print and use echo, how to do comments, how to set up variables, loops, arrays, and I'm going to show you how to do all this right here inside of WIMP. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to click onto WIMP, and we're going to basically allow it to use administration. And then you're going to see this little red thing pop up at the very bottom. And then when this pops up and turns green, you're ready to go. And then click onto it. And then all you have to do is click on the www directory. And that takes you right into here. This is where we're going to put our PHP file in, right here. As you see, we have a couple different PHP files already in here, as you can see on here. And then we can go through and you can be able to open these up where you need to in this. So let's go into here. Let's open up our Visual Studios, and then we're basically gonna head over into that folder right there. So we're gonna go to Open Folder, and then we're gonna go right into our www folder. Click into that, go into WIMP64, and then www, and then right here we have everything we really need in this part right here. We're gonna go back, click on WIMP, select folder, and this folder is gonna open up with everything that's in there, and then we can make different stuff in here. So first thing we're going to do is that we're going to go back and click on this, click new file, and the first file we're going to create is going to be test.php. Make sure you put the PHP on it. So when you do that, push enter. So once we have our file created, this is where we're kind of going to be like where we start off right here. We're going to go through a couple of different things. So first thing we're going to do, pull this back over. First thing we're going to do, we're going to come through here, and we're going to start talking about the syntax a little bit. And this file, as you can see, is going to be some file we actually go to. If we go down to here and we click on this, and then we click onto our www, basically we go to localhost /test. And then it's blank right here because this file is blank. So we're going to go through here and do something on this thing, but on the line of. So we have to, you start all PHP off like this with the open brackets, exclamation point, PHP. And then you will open another one at the bottom, exclamation point, close brackets. And then we're going to just do something simple like echo. And then we'll do quotations, hello world. Oop, I can spell world right. And then make sure you end it off with a semicolon. Yep, save it, and you'll see it echoes out right here. Now if you don't put that in there, you'll be fine there. But if you try to go back through here and put two of these down, it will mess up. You see the parsing error because you didn't add the semicolon at the very end, because it was expecting this right here. So if you want to show both of these, it's right here, and you do that. And then you can also too, if you wanted to, like you can write HTML in here, put a break, so it's on different lines. There's tons of stuff you can do with that part right there. So that's the first part right there we're going to really look into. So let's look into our syntax though. So I have a little resource for us to use. This is www3 school, and basically right here they're going to go through a lot of different stuff that you guys going to need to know more about. And we're going to pull this up, and I'm kind of going to walk you through this. So basically this is an example of how the page should be. So it's going to copy this over. You have your HTML right here, and you declare your doc type, which is HTML5. You have your HTML body, or your HTML tag, and then you have your closing HTML tag, your body one, and you have basically a H1 with first PHP page, and you have echo world. And this is basically the basic block. You can write HTML straight into PHP, but when you want to perform some type of PHP function, you need to make sure that you put around that the PHP tag right here and makes you close it off so you can know when to end. It's very simple. Then from here you can do anything you really want to do. You can do you can add variables in here, and you can also add functions, anything on that line right there that you want to run. So this is another thing right here. So basically we just go right here into how to do more echoes. Let's echo out some more stuff. So let's do, and echo is not case sensitive, so no matter what case you put it into, it'll still work the same. So let's say you did 5 plus 6, and then you put this right here. Let's go back to our, put this right here. Okay, let's go right here. Reset this. Oh, go back and save it first. And you get 11 right here. And then we can break it up too as well if we wanted to and do that. So basically any variable, anything that you make that's a string, so this would be any type of character that you want to export straight out. So this is like a hello world, or if you want to do like a hello world 5. So basically if you want to do any types of strings, so you make like hello world 5, and you want to put some HTML in here too as well if you want to. You put in the string and it export exactly how this is to the browser. Now if you want to do something and you want to keep it as an integer, which would be any number, then you do it like this right here. And you can do times in this right here too as well. You can do all types of stuff like that. But this is how you would do that right there. But you have to put any string, which any string is going to consist of basically any wording like this. If you want to keep the 5 like this, and basically any mathematical equation or integer can be like this, and you have floats and stuff too as well. So as we go through here, you see we have our case sensitive. We have those. I'm going to pull up right now some of the strings for you, like this right here. So if you want to, you can get the length of the string, symmetrized right here. You can get this right here too as well, using string length. That's basically str length. You can look all these up here. I'm gonna provide this resource for you guys to be able to use as well. Let's make sure we only copy what we needed. And we can do this. Let's add a string right here. And basically use this plus to combine these together. It's not going to add them to it, but it'll just add it close enough to this. We're going to use the break. Okay. And then you'll see this right here. Actually, this is not going to work because we have this part. We will come back down. We'll probably just put this right underneath it if we wanted to. Make sure we add our semicolon. And then do it. As you see, we have our string right here, our integer, and then we have basically the length of this string up here. So even if we do like the same exact thing. And we have that, and you have all the different, basically how long is this string all the way together. It even counts the spaces too as well. So that's what you'll see on that too as well. And it'll count every single one from there. And you can add anything else you want to do that, you can do that, and basically see your string. So let's go through the next one on this part. So basically you can output too as well if you want to reverse the string. Let's go ahead and test this out. And put 5 there. And basically, as you see, they both start with str and then start with length. And you can find all these functions on basically on W3 School, and these are something we can look at right here. We do echo, string grab right here, and reverse it. And you see that it reverses like this right here. Let's add a break right there. And we have that reverse. You can replace text if you wanted to. A whole bunch of different things you do like that right there. And this is the way just really to manipulate different strings. And strings are basically any characters that you want to put together that you want to basically output straight to the actual site, to the actual browser. That's how you do a string. So this is anything from like you want to do paragraphs. If you want to put an integer out there that you didn't want it to be changed, or you want to be stored as a string so you can output it anywhere, you put those out there. If you want to output something like a 5 and you want to be able to times that later on, you will save that as an integer. You don't have to actually have to set anything else later on to do that, but you on the variables, but you just go ahead and straight through it. So let's go through and just do a couple of the variables right here. Let me put this in here. So I'm going to do a h2 header, call this strings. I can call this echo, actually. And this is basically how you print different things out, like that. Okay. So the next thing we're going to work on is going through and doing simple comments. And comments are pretty simple. If you're using something similar to Visual Studios like we're using now, you basically all you have to do is control and then use the / and your comments come out like that. If you want to do that, it's pretty simple in that part. So let's go ahead and add this h2 header, and this is going to be just how we work on some of our comments. So make sure you guys are going through as well and trying these out and testing these, so you use it on your computer so you can kind of quickly see how this works. PHP from a simple form is pretty simple to use. It's just when you get more into the combining different things along this line, and everything we go through that we work on is going to be a combination of all this different stuff right here, just used in a bigger scope to build different things. So we have our comments right here. So let's add our PHP tag, question mark, PHP, question mark, close tag right here, put it right in the middle. And then if you were to do the control, you have that. Basically all it is 2 / right here. So say single line. These are all for single line right here. Single line comments. And that's all you have to put. If you want to do something along the lines like a double line, on that right there function right there, we set over here so you can see what it looks like. And you see basically it's the same similar thing. You want to use the /, but you need to use actual asterisk with it. So / asterisk, and then you can then from there you got any comments, anything you want to add between this right here. And so you do this. So you do the asterisk first, close it off. Close it off like that. Bring this back. And you literally can copy all of this right here into this comment, and none of it will show up right there. And basically this is how you really go through and you comment out different sections of your code really quickly if you're testing different things. So if we head back over, we save this and we head back over to our test folder and we reload this, you'll see that we have our just our echo and print state right here. Let's save this one so we make sure that prints out right. We have that. We have all this in our comments. You won't see any of the comments right here, the single line comments or the multi-line comments right here, but you use this. And then you can even add these comments up here too as well if you wanted to. So you can literally go from up here and you can add it behind different things too as well. You do test 1. You do test 2. And then you can even add a multi-line comment, because this, and you can add it all in one line if you wanted to. It makes no sense to do that, but if you wanted to, it is something that could be done. You can go in here and you can go through and put test 3 if you want to. And then right there you have that. And as we go back and reload this page, you see none of these comments come out. These are specifically put in place to be able to allow other developers or yourself to remember what you wrote about. And I would recommend using these to go back and check your code and also to tell yourself what you were doing when you created it. These are very useful to use, and it's something that any good coder will tell you that you need to be using on a regular basis. Because if you have anyone else looking at your code or something you're going to work on that you might not look back into for 5 years, you're really going to need to be looking into keeping these comments up right here. So we have that section right now. Let's go to the next one. Next thing we're going to work into is going to be going over variables. And this is kind of the cool part right here when you get into doing more cool things such as like storing values or different things along that line. So let me create a right here. You have that. If you were to reload this page, you have that there. We're going to actually go back to comments real quick. I'm going to write some stuff out on here. Basically, we're going to go through. We're going to do echo. And then we're going to do quotations. And we're going to write out a single line comment. So you guys have this at the very end and look at it. And then we also going to go back through and do this as well and do multi-line one. Take this out, right. And then from there we're going to do multi-line, multiple. And then we're going to change this one, asterisk. Do the same thing at the end. And as you see, when you do your comments, same thing as you use like with HTML or even using your PHP tags. When you start something, you have to make sure that you close it back off too as well. This is something very important in any programming language that you're going to be using, is that when you open something, you close it back off. So this is similar to how we do with these comments right here. The only ones you don't do is a single line comments, because PHP goes through and it just stops at the very end of the line. So anything that's on line, the next one won't have it. So make sure you go through and you look at that too as well, because you see these H2s have one, these PHs, right? These PH tag have an end tag. Open it and close it. Just go back over here, look at it. Oh, we got the same answer, we didn't parse it right, which means that we didn't have our end tags. Yep. So we have all this right here. Save this. Make sure this is closed off correctly. Yep, we need to make sure. Oh, go back. And then if you want to look into it, go to the inspector. We can see what's going on here. As we see that this is echoing this out right here. So we really need to go back and look through this right here, make sure, because you see right here on our PHP right here, this is echoing this out as a another comment. But let's take these PHP tags off. so we can actually see it. Okay, now we have it right there. And then let's go back through and add in a echo again. Add in a break. And it's so much easier when you use a different browser such as Visual Studios or of Atom or of Notepad++. A lot of these right here, you can have extensions on there that will allow you to be able to go through and add different functionality, so you can be able to program a lot faster than you would be able to by basically adding your end tags and different things on that lines. Oh, semicolon, get it. And we basically have everything right there. So watch out with the PHP tags right here. That's something I say you basically have to escape those if you're going to be printing those out. And basically what that does right there, because this is a special tag that you really won't use anywhere else besides this. So you need to watch out when you're using these. Let's go to our variables right here. So let's go through different things of how you can use different variables. Let me bring you to an example over here so you can see. So these are all different variables. So we take this over here. We can basically copy these out. Let's add our PHP tags. Just copy the whole thing. And you load these up. And you have everything right there. And one thing we can do with this right here, we can go through, and then let's go through here, and then we can do hello world, and then we can spit these out back when we want to. So if we want to go do, we can use echo, and then we do $. This is how you start your actual variables when you create it. Basically, your variable can be almost anything right here, but you have to start it with $, and it can't start with a number, and it has to start with an actual letter to start off with. So we do that, and we do text. So this will echo it out right here. Hello world. And even before that, let's go back through here. Do echo. And we do it right there, but let's escape that right there. So basically, to go back into escape different things, you would do basically the same thing you do before. You do a backslash, and then it escapes it. And escape like this $sign right here from being in a function. That's how we could be able to bring these back out. And you see right there too as well. So let's do another one. And you can basically print any of these out if you want to. We can go to echo down here. As I said, echo is not case sensitive, so you can do uppercase, lowercase, you can change the letters, case in, doesn't really matter. And then we're gonna do X. Then we come over to here, and it prints it out the 5 right there. And let's go through and add some breaks in here. Really go through and just copy these. And you have those right there. It's pretty simple as you see. You can add anything into a variable, but make sure it starts with basically start with $, and it starts with basically any alphabetical character, such as anything from A to Z, any of those. So it can't be an exclamation point, it can't be a number, it can't be an underscore, anything like that, but it needs to start with this. This is the best way to do it right there. So next thing we're going to go through is going to be loops.